Okay, good evening. How are we? So hopefully you can hear me. So this is the second time that we've gone live since we had a technical difficulty. So we've got a couple of people here. So if you could just give me a hello, let me know you're here, and we will move forward. So my name is Danielle Micken. I am known as the Divine Channeler. And what we're here to do tonight is to connect to spirit and to offer a transmission. So that will come via me through blending and merging my consciousness with whoever's coming through to bring through guidance. And lately they've been taking you on a bit of a journey. So it's an experiential space for you to receive healing and insights, and also the guidance from spirit collectively from coming through me, but also your team in spirit as well. So let me know how you guys have been traveling for the last week since I saw you last week. I know we had the 1111 gateway. The energy is still here with that portal until the 29th, because the 2 plus the 9 equals 11. So that's another 1111 gateway, kind of like bookending it. But we also had an eclipse, and I know my class has been doing some really deep work. I think it was last Thursday's, it was last Thursday's class. My sleep is always quite disrupted, and I slept for 10 hours after holding that class because there was a lot of clearing that we were doing, so as well as all the other energies that are around at the moment. So it is quite look, it can be whatever it is for you. For me, I'm just bunkering down and staying quite insular. There's a need for that as I'm processing a lot of stuff that's coming in and going out, and the poor body takes a little bit to catch up on all of those. So it requires a lot more rest, a lot more love, a lot more kindness. And the way I do that is by eliminating my exposure in a way to the outside world, because it's a little rough out there at times. So yeah, if anyone wants to let me know how they're going energetically, how they've felt since the eclipse, because we're moving from this lunar eclipse. I was just writing a couple of insights for my class and saying that, the other side of that is the solar eclipse that's happening in December. Now, I'm not an astrologist. I know very little about it, but I know when my energies are altered or different. And it's definitely created the necessity to rest and requires more sleep for me anyway. That's what's been happening. So yeah. So a little bit about me. So I'm a energy worker, I suppose you would say. I started off with Reiki, and it's always been inherently within me to help others, no matter what that is. I think in primary school, I was sought after for advice, like in the later years. But then definitely in high school, I was the go-to lady, and it was around that time where the Dolly magazine was out. So instead of Dear Dolly, it was always Dear Danielle. And people would come to me with all kinds of issues. So it's something that I've been able to offer sound advice. So that isn't necessarily from a healer. Maybe it's from having a logical and a practical mind, which is complete opposite to the Trance Channel work that I do. So, but it's always inherently been within me to help others. So that was really, I suppose, why I was drawn to the healing aspect of things. I was drawn to via a boyfriend at the time. Actually, he was going to meditation classes, and little did I know all the way back then in my teens that I would be facilitating Trance Channel meditation classes and doing workshops and holding events and doing lives and all the rest of it. So it's interesting because sometimes you just know what you're meant to do, and although it can take a really long time to get there, because I have been working at this for decades, but the whole thing is with being a healer is that you don't have to have, to be a trance channel or to be a medium or a psychic or anything. We heal in so many different ways. We can heal by being that sounding board for a friend. We can heal by offering a smile to a stranger in the street. It's just, hi, Emily, hi, Moni. It's an act of love and an act of kindness. That's really what healing is all about, an act of empathy. Feeling situations, feeling other people, and you end up being able to get yourself out of the way, because as you go through the healer's journey, it's sometimes not a pretty one, because the reason why you have the people coming to you quite often is because you've moved through a similar or same situation that you've got people that are coming to you for. So you can, hi Janelle, so you can offer them some kind of a healed perspective, because you can understand exactly where they're at. And it doesn't make it any easier for them in their journey, but it does make it easier for you as a healer to be able to recognize where somebody's at and what they're going through. So you may find that just within your life, that whatever you've been through, that people levitate with to you for the same issues, or, you've been there, you've seen that, you've done that, and then, 10 years later, a friend comes in or a colleague or something with something that's similar or same. So we're meant to, funny, they're just telling me we're meant to unite, as I've just spoken about me removing myself from society at the moment, but that's a different thing. We're really meant to unite and help each other and look after each other and support each other. That's what we're here to do, because as we rise in our frequency, no one gets left behind. Okay, so whether that means that people have to come back again in order to fulfill and rise up their frequency and do things again, whether they exit, whether they rise up with us. But humanity as a whole needs to rise together. It is that simple. It's not, oh, well, all the asleep people get left behind and the people that are awake, that are doing the work, suddenly rise up and glory be, and it's all light and fluffy and all the rest of it. No. So when you're in your heart space, you're helping others to recognize their own heart space, okay? And sometimes by being in your heart space, it can challenge people because they're not ready to receive that love and that frequency. And along with being in your heart space, I would assume that you've got some pretty healthy boundaries as well. And that's another thing that people kind of may not respect or appreciate. But the biggest thing when you're going through those spaces is to just go. And I was speaking with a friend today, and it's like you get to a point where all the stuff that used to trigger you and cause you lots of stress and anguish and hurt and turmoil, suddenly you get to a space where it just washes over you. And for a moment, it feels quite surreal that you're not triggered by these things. And I can't tell you the steps because I remember all those years ago, 20 odd years ago, maybe, 20 odd years ago, kind of thinking, oh, I just want a book. I just want the steps. I just want to be told that I've got to do this, this, and this, and then I'll be there. But it doesn't work like that. To just understand that when things start rolling off your back and you're not triggered, you're acting as a mirror, a reflection for the other people. And it's not your stuff. So it's a matter of just understanding that what they're projecting and what they're going through is not your stuff, but to also meet them with love and respect. So it's not permission to treat them any less than, because, you know, quite often people that are treating us poorly and lacking in showing any respect for us are lacking in their life. They're lacking love in their life. They're lacking understanding, and you know, they're moving through their own wounding. So when we get to that space, it's a lot easier to be able to navigate the ups and downs and the intricacies of the human emotions. So, hi, Karen. Hi, Emily. Hi, Lucy. Nice to see you all here. So I was just asking how everyone was traveling after the eclipse, whether anyone had noticed, you know, the past coming up, any fluctuations in your energy levels, whether you need more rest, whether your body's aching as well. Like, you can get a lot of body aches with all these high frequencies that are coming in. Backaches, stomach aches, you know, ringing in the ears, blurred vision, headaches. You can have food changes. You can have bowel changes. You can have all these wonderful, wonderful things that come with our beautiful vessel that carries our soul as it begins to purge and release. So, and receive as well. So Karen's super tired. Yep. I'm feeling it, Karen. Yeah. So just be incredibly kind to yourself, whatever your body needs. If you can't get the dishes done, who cares? Like, it's not a biggie. So it's about just not placing any pressure. Emily says lots of downtime required. I'm not sure if you were in Thursday's class or still exhausted, Janelle. Janelle was in Thursday's class, so that was a doozy. That was an absolute doozy. We were letting love into the bloodlines. That's how Spirit, what they called it, and we were clearing a lot of toxic, negative energies from past lifetimes that are connected into all of our existences. Because quite often, what happens now with Spirit is, you know, years ago we used to do one concept, one. Now they throw in 3 or 4 because it's like, yep, okay, let's go. And, you know, I'm blessed that my class turns up the following week for starters, but they're thriving in those situations of releasing and connecting with Spirit. So if you do enjoy this space, do a lot less talking in the classes. But if you do enjoy this space and enjoy the channel, I'd suggest you, you know, contact me about a Tuesday or a Thursday class at 6 o'clock. We go fairly deep. I have this saying, we don't do light and fluffy. We are there to get in and do the deep soul work. That's what we do. We are clearing on a cellular level with all different kinds of high dimensional beings of light. So yeah, so that's very exciting. Now, I just want to announce that I have popped a brand new YouTube channel up. On my YouTube channel is a channel. So it's a channeled meditation, trance channeled meditation. And it's interesting because they're timeless. They don't have a timestamp on them. So even though they happened, you know, over 12 months ago, I found as I was editing it, it was quite relevant to today. So just little points about clearing off the collective energy. But we were working with the great mothers, and back then, how I saw them was the divine feminine of Archangel Sophia, Kuan Yin, and Mother Mary, and we were receiving seeds of love from their heart. There was an exchange that happened that was really beautiful. And then we come back down to the earth plane and planted seeds of love from our heart, because they were transferred to our heart, to till the soil and pop it into the earth. So symbolic of bringing it into the earth plane, into your reality. And we worked on relationships, health and well-being, and career and purpose. And then we went up once we'd done all of that and spread some seeds of love around to the earth plane. So it's exactly what's kind of needed at the moment. I think there's so many fluctuations and changes that are going on. There's so many situations that are probably outmoded, is what they're saying. So they've run their course, and it's like they're showing me a river that is paving a new course. So maybe it's been full for a while and a bit's branched off, and he's paving a new way. And this is what will be happening for a lot of people. So to move into the trust of it, that your soul, your higher self, your guides, that everyone's in the background rooting for you. You know, you've got a whole team there cheering you on, and they're not there to lead you into disruption and dismay. And there could be quite a lot of that going on at the moment, and uncertainty. So the idea is to just go with the flow. Okay, so if something is shifting and changing, quite often it's the unknown that challenges us. You know, where are we going to be? What are we going to do? How are we going to do that? You know, whatever the scenario is. And it's quite normal to move into those states of fear, really. And it's when we're challenged, it's all well and good to be standing in our truth and in trust and faith when things are going good. The challenge is really to do it when things are crumbling away. So yeah, they're just saying that for many, there will be changes that are coming, or you're currently in changes, and that this is nothing to fear. For they're building the foundations of building the foundations of the new energy, of the new way of being. And some of what people are clinging on to can be almost like they're giving me this impression of grasping at straws, because it doesn't serve anymore. It's just that it's familiar. Okay, and we seek comfort in that which is familiar. So it's challenging doing things that are different. So yeah, so to just move into that state of trust, if you are feeling the changes and the fluctuations in your life, if you are changing jobs or looking for a house, or, you know, you've left a relationship, but there is a lot of the old ways that will collapse in order for you to embrace the new energy. And as you get further and further away from the old energy, they're showing me just someone looking back and just seeing how that really didn't serve from the perspective of where you're looking at it now. Okay. And sometimes we need that little bit of space to settle and move into a routine or some kind of regular pattern, in order for us to then calm our nervous system down and breathe and relax and go, oh, hang on, I like it here. It's okay here. I'm okay. I've learned something new. It's all okay. So, yeah, okay. So that's probably enough from me. Yeah, just be very gentle with yourself. It's highly likely that these energies are pretty much here for quite some time. The world and currently what's going on, I feel, will end up compounding as well. It feels like it's compacting, and with that compaction will come the cracks. Okay, So there'll be cracks for the light to come through and for the changes and for us to see the changes, because even now there's glimmers of hope that change is coming. I definitely didn't want to go down the rabbit hole, but anyway, here I am. And it is fantastic that people are out in their numbers supporting choice and freedom. And yeah, it makes my heart swell when I see that. So I feel in the next 6 months that we will see a dramatic shift. That's what they're saying. Oh, I hate giving predictions. It's such a challenging space to be in, to give predictions, because people hang off them. And just know that timelines shift and change. But one thing that has really stuck with me is saying that the businesses will be the last to kind of unpack everything. And I think it's because a lot of the responsibility has been left in the business's hands. I feel like there'll be some of them that'll be kind of really want to stick to that narrative. And they'll be the last ones that let go, and we can move into a new, I don't even know what to call it, because it hasn't even quite arrived yet. Okay. But yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of shifts. There's going to be bigger shifts that are coming in the next 6 months, and that will give people a lot more hope, and a lot more confidence in having a voice. Yeah, they're just saying, I don't want to say it. They're just saying regarding the mandates that they will crumble, okay? So it will be something of the past. And, we, you, me, we're here for a reason. All of us that are invested in our frequency, that are invested in people, invested in ourselves, invested in the earth, we're here for a reason. So as troubling and trying as that can be, just know that by being here, you're making a difference. And by just staying in your light and releasing the fear is having a monumental difference. Okay, it's making a monumental difference. Okay, so Lucy says these messages really resonate with my husband and I at the moment. Thanks, Danielle. You're very welcome. Emily said no, Tuesday. Okay, she was at Tuesday's class, which was still big. If you can't make a class, you can also do a subscription. So that's a monthly subscription, and it just heads into your inbox on Friday, and you have 6 days access to listen to it as many times as you like, or on whatever day you like. Okay, let's check in and find out who is coming through and what they want to say. So as usual, open your body up, be receptive. Call your team in spirit, and get relaxed. Make sure your body is super comfortable, that it's warm, that there's no distractions. They're just saying again that change is coming. Yep. The other thing to remind yourself in all of this is that the outcome has already happened, because time doesn't work. We see time as linear, but time, past, present, and future, is happening at the same time. Okay? So the outcome has already happened. It's just about us in our consciousness catching up with it. Okay? So if you hold on to the fact that changes are happening, the light's here, the light's won, freedom's coming, autonomy over our bodies is coming back. Everything is or has already happened. Okay. Spirit merges and blends and uses my consciousness, and they can show me images, pictures. I don't so much hear them. I used to hear them. Well, I do hear them normally, but in the trance, it used to be I heard them and then I spoke. Now what happens is I hear them when they speak. So we've kind of merged a lot more now. So that's good. But I am still present. My brain is still present because I can still have an opinion or I can't believe they just said that moment in my mind. Okay. So they also use my voice. So there'll be fluctuations in the tone of my voice and the inflections of my voice. Okay, let's go. So just close your eyes like you would, ready for any meditation. Welcome, beloved children of the earth. We from the higher realms watch over you. We see your struggles. We see your joys. And we are always working behind the scenes to place before you what you call synchronicities. These are not chance encounters. These are orchestrated moments in time where your soul will guide you, urge you to look at your phone, to look at the clock, to look up, to look left, to look right, to see what it is that we have planted before you. So what do you do with these synchronicities? Do you sit in wonder over the amounts of time that we repetitively send these synchronicities to you? Or do you acknowledge the deeper connection to all the moments in your life that lead you to a specific situation, to a so-called chance encounter, to an opportunity, a networking moment? For when you relax, when you surrender your worry and your fear, it is so much easier for you to move into the slipstream of the energy that is before you and to just allow everything to unfold, not having to push or pull, not having to analyze. Just allow as step by step that you take, more and more is presented before you. This one over the last week has had a couple of moments where she has wanted something in particular or had a thought about purchasing something. And by that afternoon, that said something was offered to her as a gift. It is about not being attached, just trusting, being, allowing, not fearing, worrying, stressing. You are very good at stressing and creating stress upon stress. So how do you shift into that space? You can do it with intention. You can do it consciously. You can declare to yourself, but it is wise to release the conditions, the expectations, even the time frame that you place upon things. For there are many cogs moving behind the scenes, and when something doesn't come to you straight away, it doesn't mean that it is not coming. There are other contributing factors. There are other moments, other situations, especially when you are asking for love to come into your life. That maybe that person isn't yet finished with their lessons with another soul. And that maybe that person requires some space to find themselves again, to rebuild before they can find you. So while it is easier said than done, you can work firstly by releasing your stresses. So is there something in your mind's eye that you could bring forward, that you are anticipating, that you are desiring, that you wish to manifest? And we all know that you have physical manifestations, houses and new cars, and they could be because of necessity, and it is okay to want for these things. But remember to ask for more love, for more light, for more joy, for more peace. For that will help you to move forward without the expectations, without the timelines. So we ask that you take a couple of deep breaths, invite the love into your heart, invite the peace into your heart, invite the joy into your heart, and consciously choose to release all stresses that are known and unknown to you, that you feel and that are hidden. Well, the body has a finite number of ways to store and hold stress. In every part of its being, if it chooses. So allow the love and the joy and the peace into the areas that are holding the stress. As the stress gently lifts, and surrender it, release it from your body. And do the same with worry. Do the same with fear. Do the same with your expectations. We are reminding this one that she likes to know what is about to happen. And so we suggest to you and her to release any need to control situations, to control the outcome. And that when you visualize whatever it is that your heart desires, new love, a new career, a new house, a new car, more time, more healing space, more love, more joy, more peace. And when we ask for abundance, please recognize that abundance is not just monetary. Abundance is a wealth of everything, an abundance of light, an abundance of health, an abundance of time. Money is energy, and it comes and it goes. It ebbs and it flows. And if you hang on too tight, you will limit the money coming in. So learn to just release. Learn that your rainy day fund, that when it rains, it needs to be spent, for that is what it is there for. Trusting and knowing that the sun will shine upon your abundance and bring in more wealth to fill up your rainy day fund. And then it rains again. This is just but a cycle, and you will get more proficient in it. So as we release all of our stress and our worry and our fear and our control, bringing in all the love and the joy and the peace, feel the moment that you are seeking. Feel the joy and the love and the peace in that moment. And then we ask that you let it go, that you surrender it, that the universe has picked up your request. And now your job is to allow, to not push, to not pull, to not put conditions, expectations, time refrains on it. To just allow, to trust, and to work on you, to just be, to know that all that is to arrive to you will arrive to you. To see the space that you are in now with a heart of gratitude. For the space that you are in now comes with a wealth of experiences, a wealth of opportunities to learn more, to grow, to shift your energy, and to allow the slipstream of the universe to gently draw you along the path. And that everything that you ask for just arrives when it is time. So we ask that you call out your desires from the space of love and joy and peace, and then surrender. Surrender the hows, the whys, the whens, the what ifs. Knowing that the universe is an intelligent force and that it is working towards creating, cultivating what is already yours. So take a deep breath and let it go. Let all of it go and move deep into trust that all is divinely designed and that all will unfold before you. And it just is. So just bringing your energy back in. Thanking your team in spirit. And just becoming aware of the breath. Becoming aware of the body. And becoming aware of the space that you are in. Just creating some movement, wriggling your hands and toes. As you call yourself back, calling all aspects of yourself back into your being, very gently and very slowly. Just taking a couple of deep breaths, feeling the weight of your body coming back into full awareness. And when you're ready, having a stretch and opening your eyes. So just gently come back. Take a couple of deep breaths. And if you've got any feedback, that would be great. How you felt, how you went with that manifestation, how it differs from how you normally manifest. You're welcome, Karen. We spend a lot of time wanting and desiring things when, maybe that's the time that we need to be working on our own backyard. There's always time to work on yourself. And by working on yourself, then, you're not focused on what's coming in the future, but you're working in the present. And that's a good place to be, not too far ahead, not too far behind. And it helps to just be, really, to be present. so that you recognize those moments when they arrive, those slipstream moments, like they were saying. So that story they were referring to was, I was driving out of town and thinking I'd really like some of these flowers. I can't remember what the flowers are, but they grow quite prolifically and spread very quickly. And, I'm sure I'll be complaining in a couple of years where I'm digging them out of the lawn. But anyway, that's okay. But they're hardy and I just wanted them. And I got to my destination and was having a conversation, and the lady just said to me, "Oh, if you want to dig up some of those flowers there, that'd be good because we've got more than what we need." And that was exactly what I'd had. And I just had a thought. It wasn't I have to get it. I wasn't really connected to it. I was driving past Bunnings and it was very much, I must pop in there on the way home and grab some of those flowers. And then I just forgot about it. So it was that real offer it, don't stress about it. Not a biggie though. It's not like a house or a car or a relationship or anything like that. It's only flowers. But I had something else happen to me as well, which I can't remember what it was now, but it was instant. Like that day, within a couple of hours, whatever it was that I was looking for was there for me. So I just need to do it on bigger things now, I suppose. But there is something to be said about things arriving when they're meant to arrive. Even the process of waiting for it is part of the lessons, isn't it? To be patient, to trust, to know, and feel that everything that is designed for you, for your experience, for your lifetime, will be drawn to you. And that you don't have to worry about the details, how it's getting there, when it's getting there, what it looks like. None of it. You don't have to worry about any of that because the means, the hows, the whys, the whens, they're all taken care of. So does anyone have any other feedback on that? On how you went with your letting go? The other thing is I offer one-on-one sessions, soul guidance sessions, where we just gently unpack an intention that you have and dive a little deeper into it. It's all governed and guided by spirit, so I will hear questions and I will ask the questions that they want me to ask, and we will just move deeper and deeper in through the layers very gently to access where those limits are, where the blockages are that are impeding upon you stepping forward and experiencing more of whatever it is you want to experience. So, I have a couple of sessions this week if anyone's interested in that. Otherwise, that might be it for me if there's no feedback. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I really appreciate it. I really like this opportunity to be able to share. It helps me as well. Like, I said, I've been tired and I've needed more rest. I've needed more sleep. And this being in this space and energetically helps to lift my vibration as well as offer you guys something. So it's a beautiful gift that kind of keeps on giving. So it helps me as much as hopefully it helps you. So I will be back next Monday. I don't anticipate that I won't be, but I'll be back next Monday at 8 o'clock, and I would love to see you here. Thank you for joining me, and remember to be very kind to yourself. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.